Hey guys, this is Comican. I hope you can hear me. All right. What's up, Paul? How you doing? Hey, all right. So let's see here. I think we got everything set up. I'm just gonna share my screen and get to color in it. Let's see. Entire screen. There we go. Share. All right. Let me make sure I got the music going. And then we should be good to go. I'm just getting into it now. All right, let's see. All right. Ducks. All right. All right, here we go. So that is good. Then let me make sure my microphone correct. Audio. There we go. Now it should be on and correct. Awesome. So I think that should be it. Make sure there's no other tabs playing. And there we go. All right, dope. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this stream started with a little mishap. Well, it wasn't, I wouldn't call it a mishap, but yeah, earlier today yesterday I posted a video of like a comparison between Yuji meets Hikari in the manga versus Yuji meets Hikari in the anime. And I was just thinking of my own observations of it, of the scene and of the manga and whatnot. And then I saw earlier today this other creator came up with the same video 5 days ago, and I was just like, ah, darn it. Like, because I saw the thumbnail, and actually let me just show you. I saw the thumbnail and I thought, like, when I made that last night, I thought I was cooking. Like, I was like, oh yeah, nobody's ever gonna copy this. I have to log in on incognito mode because it's gonna be blocked on my normal. So, like, this is, oh wow, that actually showed up. Nice. Okay, I like that. I like that picture. I like how I drew that. Okay, so this is my video, which I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do a side by side with the anime and the Clash, and it's gonna be dope. And then I saw earlier, like when I came after out of work, this other guy's video. I think his name is Mike Up UG. And make sure y'all can see it. Okay. Let me see. Anime vs manga. Let me go ahead and turn down my music a little bit just so it's not like too super distracting. Media assets. Because it feels a little bit loud in my ear, but that's just how I'm hearing it. I think it's about to start back up again. The new episode just came out, so I gotta watch that too. Yo, I can't even see it. Let me. I'd have to sign in. Hold on. Well, multiple people did the same type of video, so yeah, mine is gonna obviously get the least amount of views, because it came out like long after everyone else already did their reaction to it. I just wanted to talk about that specific scene. Um, but yeah, all right, I'm gonna cut that off before. All right. Well, what's up, Nick Stream? How you doing? Appreciate you coming on, man. Let me make sure I click on. There we go. What's up, man? Awesome. So yeah, now I'm just drawing. These are the twins that appear in chapter 1 of Saintly. They are the basically they do spicy content online, and they make a whole dickload of money doing it. So um they're kind of the foil to the main two characters, Vivi and Chelsea. And this is Ilsa, and that is Alma. And they do, I don't know what it would be called in this universe, but it's not called OnlyFans, but they do online stuff. They do like cam stuff. And of course all the guys like recognize them. They're like, "Whoa, hey, whoa, what's that's them? Like I know them from the internet." And she's just like, "Yeah, of course y'all know that." Um and then he's just like being weird. He's like, I wanna get a piece of their DNA or something. And then they're like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, geez." Um but yeah, they make a lot of money per month doing that stuff. And so they basically have they actually were the first to rent out this place that Vivi and Chelsea are trying to shoot their movie in. But they got to it first, and so now they found out, and they're kicking them out. And that's what this scene is all about. So I'm so glad I had that on the page, or else I would have um had to redo my whole explanation. One sec, I need to sneeze. Hey, what's up, Solidine? Brian, how you doing, man? So, oh snap, we got maids. Yep. Oh, one of them's a maid. Like one of them's in a maid style outfit. The other one is, I don't even know really. Maybe some type of nun. She's wearing a cross, so I guess she's like some type of nun or whatever. But yeah. Um, hey, what's up, Ichthys? How you doing, man? It says a movie. Is that what they call it nowadays? Yeah. Well, no, that's not what they're doing. They're trying to actually these one they're trying to actually like do a real movie. They wanted to be in a real movie with this guy, and they partnered up with this guy because he wanted their financial resources because they have a lot from doing the spicy stuff. So he is the one that wants to do like the movie, and they well, mainly her, she wanted to be like the star in the movie, or at least have a part in the movie, so that they can sort of branch out from doing more of that spicy content. And so that is part of the deal with these two characters. And Vivi and Chelsea are the ones that are basically like they're slumming it. Like they don't have any money. They barely have anything left. They're basically on their last legs on this movie project. And their phone, like the phone that they're shooting on, is a phone. Like they're shooting on a phone that's cracked, and it's barely even like functioning. And let me see. Let me go to page 1. They barely have anything um like any equipment to do the movie that they're trying to. But Vivi has enough of like a vision, or she has enough of like good like storytelling instincts to make do with what they have. What the? Oh, that was weird. It just sort of cut off for a second. Okay, cool. Yeah, she has enough storytelling instincts to do make do with what they have. So I don't want to open both of them. Hold on. All right. So I'm just gonna turn off that one, and then I'm gonna turn off the. Yeah, so they're shooting on a cracked phone, and it's lame and it sucks. But Vivi is really insistent on shooting on the phone that she always shoots with, and they have like a fucked up boom mic stand, and their ring light is kind of like busted, so it's blinking. You'll see that later in the lettering and whatnot. But yeah, they don't have it. But then these like the quote unquote rich girls come in, and they have like a whole crack team of like, they got their equipment, they got the lighting set up, they got the $10,000 camera, all that stuff. And that is what this guy is paying for, or like that's what he's getting out of this deal with those two girls. Like he's just like, yep, they're gonna be the ones that'll give me the resources, so I'm just gonna have to shove them into my movie somewhere somehow. So yeah, but let me show you all the page where he actually shows up and is introduced, because that one was that one was fun to do. Let me save and close, open. Nope. I'll just go to recent. Okay. And that's page 6. So this is how he shows up. He's just like, whoosh, like he just comes in and he's angry because they're basically in his space. Like they're in the place that he rented out with those girls' money, basically. And he's like out for blood. He's like, who dares interrupt my shooting schedule and is in my place right now? So Vivi's like, me, like she's just hiding behind her friend, like, I did it. And then this guy, he was supposed to like distract them and keep them from coming inside, and she's just like, what the hell? And he's just, kicking a rock. Yeah, they were too fast. Like they were already there, so there wasn't really much he could do. So literally, like he's about to reach out his hand to destroy Vivi with one hand, and it's not even really like what he's gonna do. But then he gets distracted by these two girls showing up, and yeah, and then instead of like destroying them, he just like is just like, hey, he just introduces himself. So that is the part we're working on, and I'm just gonna erase these shadows here. Saladin says, dope page, by the way. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let me see. Burner phone footage. Yep, man. Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Icta says, bro is kicking rocks and breaking his promise with a handshake and a free slice of pizza. Yeah, man. That's just how it goes. All right. So, no. Okay. Make sure. There we go. All right. But yeah, what I'm watching, like I'm watching Hell's Paradise right now. So I'm not only watching like JJK, but I'm watching Hell's Paradise. And this character showed up. I think his name is Shugen, and he's probably like my favorite character so far. He just showed up, and in the first episode of season 2, when like he debuts, I was just like, this guy is gonna be a problem. Like I'm ready for him to be like a monster. I'm ready for him to be like really dope. And then we're in episode 4 now, I think. And he is better than I could have even hoped for. Like he is such a problem that I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait for these guys to fight or to meet. Like, cause he is like an actual monster. He did a clan wipe just like Maki, but it was way different what he did. Let me show you the character I'm talking about. I don't want to get too much off track. I'll just show you really quick. What's it called? Let me turn that on. Okay. What the? Better show up. Images. Yeah, this guy. Yup, this guy is a serious problem. Like, I really like his look. I really like his character, and I like how he was introduced, and then like he was crying for his buddies that were uh on the island and upset that they hadn't come back, and that was even before the episode where he found out that some oh I'm not let me not even spoil the story, but like the story around his character was so solid, so strong that I was just like, this guy is instantly compelling in just two appearances. Like, okay, like I'm on board with this guy, even though he's what you would call like lawful evil in D&D terms, where his evil is so like he's so strictly lawful of like he's so black and white about good and evil that he will wipe out even the descendants of evil so that they don't even have a chance to spawn again, dude. Like he is insane. And he did a clan wipe like Maki, but I'm gonna do a video about that probably at some point. I don't want to spoil it too much in this discussion, but yeah, he was a great character. Like I was just like, man, this guy is good. um Dragfang says, "What's up, Dragfang? How you doing?" Yo, Ken, what your other comic air writer? You should also give the anime Dead Account a watch. I have read the first chapter of Dead Account like a long time ago. It seemed to be another one of those like death game type stories um, where you have to do certain stuff to survive and whatnot. And I I think I had my fill of that stuff at that time when I was watching this other one called Dead Tube. I wasn't watching it, I was reading it. It was this manga about, actually I don't remember what it was about, but you had to like it was another death game type thing that was more centered around like getting likes and views for killings or something like that. I forget what it was actually about. But yo, Kevin, I guess you mean what about my other comic, Air Rider? Yeah, Air Rider. You've heard it here first. I am doing chapter 3. I'm already like I'm already finished inking chapter 3, but I'm not making any promises, but this is what I have um ready for flats, like to get into the colors and to do more of that kind of stuff. But that's all I'm gonna say on that. I'm not gonna go too deep on that. I have to focus on this because I've already been paid for this, and I should get this done. And I should get the full book of this thing done. Anytime I get a little bit of free time or free energy, like I'm always like, oh man, now I have energy. I want to do all this other stuff. But it's always just a like a mismanagement of energy. Hold on. What is going on there? I'm pretty sure it'll turn back on in a second. Yeah. Yep. Here we go. I said, here we go. Come on, come on. All right, let me see if I take it out for a second. Then it'll turn back on, I think. cancel. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can get that. Quit the program for a sec. File. Open. No, cancel that shit, bro. Cancel. No. Force quit that. Okay, there we go. New movie recording. Not me. Okay, we're gonna get my iPad screen. There we go. I cancel on that. There we go. All right. Let me see. Dragfang says death account is not like, or dead account is not like DeathTube. Yeah, I remember DeathTube more than I remember reading Dead account. And then I saw the commercials for Dead account, and I was just like, this is not how I remember it. Did I even read that one, or was that something else? Maybe it was something I read called Kill Account. Maybe it was that instead. PBJ time. This is a new name. What's up? How you doing? Says fight starts in 5 minutes is a good death game-esque anime. Fight starts in 5 minutes. I haven't heard that one before. Dragfang says, hey Ken, do you have Penguin Boy Volume 1? No, I don't have Penguin Boy Volume 1, but I have read the first 100-page chapter of Penguin Boy, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great, like really engaging. Like it was one of those stories that, despite the art level, it told a story that that you wanted to keep reading. Like it compelled you to keep reading. So I was just like, yeah, this guy understands storytelling and he knows how to keep you engaged. So I'm hoping that the other volumes or the other chapters like follow suit and keep your interest peaked for the remainder of the story, because that's really hard to do, to make an engaging first chapter, and he was able to nail that. Even though his art quality wasn't like the highest, I prefer Penguin Boy Volume 1 to, let's say, Odor of the Flame. Like, I read Odor of the Flame Chapter 1, and I was just like, man, this art is dope. Like, it had dope art, but it just did not have the same level of storytelling that Penguin Boy had. And I was just like, okay, yeah, Penguin Boy is cooking. And this was, Penguin Boy came out way before Odor of the Flame. So, yeah, there was that. Ictus says, who's paying you, the publisher, or are you co-writing with someone? I'm not co-writing it. I'm doing all the work. I'm doing like literally everything. Like that's why you see me like coloring all this stuff. But it's the girl who's my publisher. Her name is Ngozi Ukazu. She did a comic called what do you call it? Check Please. And that's what she's mainly known for in the industry. And she, like, one day I told her the pitch for the story, and she was just like, I'm sold. And I was just like, what? We weren't even talking about like publishing or trying to get my book out there or anything. Like, I was just, just talking about stuff. And then I told her like, yeah, I even had this old idea called Saintly. Like it was something I made in school or whatever. And then she was just like, oh yeah, what's that about? And then I told her about it, and she was just like, okay, yeah. What if I paid you to turn this into a full graphic novel? And I was just like really hesitant, because I was just like, I don't know, like I don't know if I should. Like, do you have the money for that kind of thing? And yeah, she has the type of paper to be able to invest in me doing this type of stuff. So I was just like, okay, bet, let's do it. And I was even more hesitant because it would mean having to give up Air Rider for a certain period of time. And I was just like, I really want to keep continuing Air Rider. But the way she put it to me was like, not everybody's first comic is going to be the one that they continue with forever, and it's not always going to be the one that is most well regarded in terms of your like lifetime creation. So even if you have to give up Air Rider for a certain period of time, you can use this project to get better at comics and storytelling, and then come back to Air Rider once you have finished a full graphic novel as your calling card, and probably even get a publisher for Air Rider. So yeah, so after that, we just set up a contract and started this book, and then from there, I was just like, okay, well, now I need to basically create a platform so that this can exist, and so that I can make back the investment that she put into it. So it's like basically she gave me like an advance on creating the book, but if since we're gonna self-publish it, it's gonna be not only on me but also on her to basically push and promote this book once it's done, so that we can make the investment back and then start collecting on royalties and whatnot, basically like an actual publisher would. But in this case, I still maintain all the rights to the story and the what to do with it afterward. Like I have the movie rights, I have all that type of stuff. um but she gets paid on the publishing of the first volume. So once the first volume comes out, that's when she starts making her investment back, and even further on after that. So we have a good split. In a regular publisher, it'd be like 95 to 5. Like the publisher would get 95% of your profits, and then you would only get 5%. So that's how they have it in like, what do you call it, like Oni Press or Boom Studios or whatever. I'm like, that is cooked. So the deal we have is way better. It's a lot stronger. I'm not sure if I can even share though that much detail, but it's just better in that it's, oh man, I am not showing you guys what I'm drawing, sorry. It's just better in that we don't have to it's not going to be like a unfair split type thing. So yeah. So I'm creating this platform. I'm doing like all the YouTube videos. I'm just recently got like actually monetized. So that when this book actually does come out, I'll be I'll have a strong enough base to where I'm like, hey guys, the book is out, and then boom, like everybody's like, oh yeah, let me buy it. People are already showing interest in it right now, and I'm just like, oh man, that's really cool, because people showed interest in it when I posted it on Twitter a few years ago, like, and it got way more likes for that single post than anything I posted for Air Rider at the time, or any post I'd ever done. So I was just like, damn. And it wasn't even a lot. It was just a lot for my account at the time. I only had like maybe 200 to 300 followers at the time, and then it was like 29 likes on the photo of Saintly. So I was just like, dang, people like this. But at the time, I didn't really. I was still so focused on Air Rider that I was just like, yeah, I can't just pivot to Saintly right now. I'd have to do that after Air Rider. Um, but because she's paying me to do it right now, it's like, well, damn, Air Rider has to go on the back burner. And that's when I realized how much money influences um what gets made in any, or like what gets made or published in any sphere. Like money influences the anime that get made, money influences the books that get published, the movies that get made. It's never completely off passion. It's a lot of it is just who has a financial interest in what you are producing and how can they benefit off of it. So she saw that there's value in Saintly. Like Saintly could be something big if I continue it and make it into something. Uh, and I was just like, well, if you can see that and you can see that it has more potential than Air Rider, then I'm gonna go with that and make the money from it, and then go into Air Rider afterward. And then Air Rider can be like that comic that comes out after Saintly. Like if Saintly turns out to be a big hit, I'll be like, damn it, because I'm gonna have to do it for as long as people like it. Like I'm gonna have to do it for a long fucking time, like maybe 10 years or more, just so that it gets the right amount of views, and then pivot to Air Rider after the story of Saintly is done. And earlier today, I just figured out the overarching what would you call it, thesis for Saintly and the point of the entire story. So I figured that out for like on a series level, but on the story level for just this one volume, I already figured that out a long time ago. So I already know how this graphic novel is going to end, how volume 2 is going to end, how all this stuff is going to end. I already know how it's going to shake out. So that is important. Anyway, let me go to y'all's comments while I was just rambling on. Let's see. Can't wait to get my new comic paper, Paul says. I can't wait to get my new comic paper so I can start on Merman Prince. What have you been doing since like in the meantime? Because um I'm wondering if you're like working on multiple things or just Merman Prince. But yeah, I'd be interested to see it. If you're excited about the idea, I want to see what you're cooking up there. Dragfang says, "Hey Ken, you should check out these two webcomics called Cast Off and Tamberlane." I already know about Cast Off, and I met the girl who makes Cast Off at a show one time. Actually, it wasn't a show; it was a dinner. Um, I saw her in person. I was just like, "Oh yeah, she looks about exactly like literally." I don't know what she looks like from the internet, but then I met her in person. I was just like, "That's you, isn't it?" Like I was like, "Starfish, you're a starfish race, right?" And she was just like, "Yeah, how could you tell?" And it was her voice. Her voice is very distinct and iconic. So I was just like, "Yep, that's pretty much you." And then we just talked about comics and web comics, and basically she's what I'm modeling my whole business off of, because she has actually succeeded, as well as Ngozi, at doing a web comic and then making it popular enough to live off of. Like she does her YouTube videos and then she does her web comic, and then it's popular enough for her to like live off of it. So she lives off in a house somewhere in Texas, and I'm just like, "So you're able to just do this full time?" And she's like, "Yeah, I pretty much just do this full time and then make money at it, and um like make the webcomic." She's been doing it for like 7 years at the time, but 8 to 9 years at this point. So yeah, I was learning a lot. I was just trying to ask her as many questions as I possibly could. She uses like Trello to help like schedule out all the stuff that she does for her YouTube channel, for everything. Like she's very um on point with how she does things. So I'm like, okay. I'm just taking notes and trying to figure out what I should do. But yeah, I have heard of Cast Off for sure, and Tamberlane I have not heard of. But if you mention Cast Off, then I might have to check out this Tamberlane. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Penguin Boy has let me see, has like 15 chapters out. Yeah, he is working like a workhorse. Like, um, and if you do stuff in black and white, you can definitely put out stuff a lot faster. Like chapter 1 of Saintly is already done, and it's on my email list for people to read, but I have to go back and color the whole crap. Like I have to color all this stuff, and that's a whole new layer of decision making that I have to make and figure out to get this thing like on point. Like I can't just like black and white is one layer of information, and now I have to go back and color it and decide like, okay, well, what the hell should everything be colored? Like, what are the colors for all the characters and stuff? And now I have to do that. So that's like adding months to the process of getting this full comic out. But webtoons readers and webcomic readers in general won't accept something black and white. Like there just won't be as many viewers on something if it's in black and white, unless you're going for a manga specifically, a manga style specifically. But yeah, yeah, Penguin Boy is a fun read for sure. Drag Frank says that it's interesting. I know someone, Arc Knight, is working on a project for Seven Seas Entertainment. Uh Someone named Arcan Knight? Arcan Knight? I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Arcanite. I should keep that up. Don't y'all distract me from drawing. I'm trying to stay on it tonight. Arcanite. Was it night? No, not Arcanites. Let's see. What was it called? What'd you say? Arcanite. Oh. Damn it. I searched the wrong thing anyway. Oh, okay. I haven't heard of this person yet. We'll get back to that. Dragon Knight says, also, Ken, you should check out Radical Comics. I can't check out everybody. As well as Drelix Comics. Okay, yeah, I've heard of Drelix Comics. He does that one. I think the character looks like a bee or something. I forget, but I've heard of Drelix Comics. And Project N and Xanderflix. Yeah, these guys are doing videos like I want to do for Saintly eventually, where they're actually talking about the comic and they're putting it out into the world where people are understanding, okay, this is what the character is, this is the story, this is the person behind it. This is it's making it real in somebody else's mind. Xanderflix is probably the most famous out of all of them because he just has like 1 million followers and he's making this like into his like something big. I think he did a recent video with like White Manga and all them guys. Like he just, you know, out there doing his comic and all that. And YouTube is the place I think for comics for sure. And what is it? I wanted to like it used to be really big in terms of, let's say, the what do they call it? Comicsgate, like Comicsgate stuff. Like you used to be able to make big money off of your comics on YouTube if you joined in on Comicsgate. But the more time went by, I was just like, man, some of these guys are like really lame. And I don't really want to associate with that type of energy to sell my comics. So it just became like a really kind of backstabby type of group, and I just didn't want to do it that way. So I was like, okay, instead of trying to jump on somebody else's platform to try to make my comics big, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Like I'm just gonna be on my own here. Let's see. It got called right. I've never seen Penguin Boy. Oh, that's Lumento's, like martial arts, his comic. Draft Fang says, yeah, that's sort of the problem with most people in the industry. They just want the financial benefit and never the potential of the story. Yep, that's how it goes sometimes. You can always have somebody else do the art for Air Rider if Saintly is a successful series, so it can be a good thing. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want anyone else to do the art for anything that I do. I want to create as much as I possibly can, unless it's like a side story or something like that. If it's a side story, then then is the only time that I would consider like just writing for it. But I always work on the main story. I always want to work on the main thing. Um, but at the very least, I'll get somebody else to do the colors because this is a long process, and I'm good at it. And this is all I really want to do, or like this is something I want to have as much control over as possible. But it still takes a long time to get everything right. Let's see. Yep. That's Dragfang answered the question. Nick Stream, do you need connections to become a comic assistant, or is there a place you can go to? There is no place that I thought of going to become a comic assistant, and really, um, you say, do you need connections? Um, the only connection that I really had was with Nick Patera. And I met him at a convention. So if you want to become a comic assistant, go to a convention and get buddy with literally every comic artist that you can find there, that and ask them if they need help, and show them your portfolio, and ask them if they need your skills, and they will most of them do usually need some type of help, and they'll ask you for it. So that's how you can become a comic assistant. But it won't be like being a manga assistant, except in this case, I've just been really close with Nick for almost a decade now. And so I've been at his house, like drawing like side by side with him. Like, we've done videos on my channel together, like way back in the past. Like they're kind of buried under all this like daily videos that I'm doing. But yeah, we've talked and just hung out, had pizza. Um, like I read books from his collection and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're trying to set up an arrangement right now. Like I'm seeing a text right now. Like we're trying to set up an arrangement where we're meeting up with the guy who does Amulet, and Nick is really busy working on his comic that he's doing right now, and the art on that is dope. So yeah, we've been close for years now, man. TV theories, what's up? I don't think I've seen your name here before. I just finished my manga chapter, and I can say that I can sort of do the art part, but I don't know what I did in the writing. I don't know what I did in the writing. Any advice on getting into writing and improving? Yeah, dude. I wouldn't necessarily start by reading a book on how to write, but it definitely helps. Just having the desire to improve your writing will help point you in the right direction. And then if you watch videos, I would say watch videos about how to write on YouTube. Um, and that'll get you started in the right direction. Like you don't necessarily have to read a book first. And there are some creators that I know that don't even read any books on writing, and they do just fine, I think. One is the creator behind Project Analysis. I asked him like, "Hey, what books do you read about how to write? Like, you're a writer for the comics," and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I don't read books on how to write. I just do what I think is cool." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, man. You do you, boo." Like I guess that works somehow, because he gets like high tier artists to draw the books. Um, so the books like come out looking good no matter what. But I'm not sure about the writing quality. It could be good. It could be bad. I don't know. Because I haven't read it. But yeah, he says he doesn't read books on how to write. So you can get by with just watching videos on YouTube. There's tons of information out there. And the first I would recommend is Story Grid by Sean Coyne. It is I can't find it at the moment, but it's a full book. But it's also like you can watch all those videos on YouTube for free. So that's a good place to start. Let's see. Paul P says, I have been planning out the story. I've also been working on random drawings. Nice, nice. Uh, Dragfang says, hey, who's Ngozi and what comic has she done? She has done this comic called Check Please. Check Please. Check it out in well, it's not the link in the description, but you can check it out online. It's called Check Please. And it's a hockey. If you see a hockey guy, like a blonde kid, and he's wearing hockey gear, that's Check Please. Let's see. Saladin says, oh no, Comic Skate. Yeah. Bro, I normally hire a colorist. I ain't got time. Yeah, man, I don't have time either, but I'm like, I don't have the money. That's the thing. I don't have the money to hire a color, so I just gotta do it myself. Um, yeah, so I have to do it myself. Let me check out. Ah, crap. It's on my block list. Who is that? Arcanite. Oh yeah, Night. There was one recommendation that I do want to check out for later. And I've seen them before. I'm pretty sure I've seen them before. Let me see. Have I seen them before? Let me just check it out. Okay. Okay, so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Maybe I haven't. No, I have not. Okay, yeah. I'll have to check them out. Maybe they're doing stuff on social media as well. One day I'd like to do more shows and stuff like that because I just don't do a lot of like conventions because it costs money to get into a convention. You can't just show up and be like, hey, I want to sell my books. Like that's one of those things that I didn't realize until I actually started doing like spare conventions here and there. Like you can't just like be like, hey, I got product. Y'all wanna buy? Like nobody gives a damn. You gotta pay to be there. Uh so it's not one of those simple things. What the why is it giving me a different color? I don't want that. Let me just use in this case I'll use damn it. Oh. Okay. There we go. And I want to put a shadow under her nose. Shadow. No. Let's go to the real shadows here. There we go. And in this case, it will be colored by the light a little bit. So I'm going to have to go to the light layer and erase. That's one of those things I hate about the way I color. I'm like, I need to find a better way to do this. But the way that I flatted everything is just, it's even worse. So I just have to deal with what I got here. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that is supposed to be gray. So I want to keep that gray. So I'm going to have to erase what I got in there. And go to this layer, erase. That way it still keeps that gray appearance without going too deep in it. And then we're going to go over here and do the shadows. Okay, nice. Here we go. Let me see. Yeah, con tables are expensive. If you and a few buddies split the price for like 2 tables, that's better. Yeah, it is. But I don't have any friends, dude. I mean, like I don't have any friends like in my area that are also artists that we can share shows with. All my comic art friends are in Houston and I'm in like 2-3 hours away in San Marcos. So it's I would have to be looking for shows to do first before we sign up. So the earliest I would do consider doing like conventions would be next year. Like by next year, I'll have the first issue of Saintly completely colored and lettered and all that stuff. It'll be ready to go. And then I'll just be able to go out to whatever show and do that for 2027. But for this year, nah, just I'm too late to the signups. Like if you want to sign up for a show, you do it the year prior. And that's not for every single show, but it's just a good practice. Let's see. It says, yeah, a creator I know whose series is on Webtoon called No Name Star is planning to show off his art and series in a convention. No Name Star is something I should take a look at. Hey Ken, have you heard of Fifi Mangaka? She does the manga Ye Old Treehouse. I have heard of her and I've seen her videos on YouTube. Like I have seen her name a lot. Um, Let me put No Name Star Webtoon just to keep it in mind. I always like to keep people in mind so that I can check them out later. Let me see. All right. Style, like this particular thing reminds me of Naruto very closely. Kind of reminds me of like a combination of Pokemon and Naruto. So nice. Okay. I'll check that out later. All right. All right, back to coloring. So I'm going to put a shadow under here. There we go. And now what? I have this light, but I do want it to be erased from here, from existence over here. All right, I'll take that out there. And one thing I did want to do is what did I want to do? I wanted to put a highlight. I wanted to select this, select, then deselect the shadow, then take I'll take this color here, and then I'm going to see if I can make it lighter than it already is. Okay, yeah, I can. Okay. Nice. You know what if I go back and then hit just brighten that up a little. All right. And we got page 6 here. Page 6 is mostly done, but there's just a few like details I need to do here and there. Like here, I have to let me see. Okay, I'm glad the camera is recording everything. Here I have to make all the chairs the same color, but actually, I'll open up. I'm gonna have to steal some color from one of the old pages. That is page 2. File, recent, page 2. Okay. And I need this specific color right here. I'm going to take from display, take that color, return it back. Then we don't need that anymore. Whoops. We're going to fill in here. Nope. I'm going to go down here. Why does it do the things that it does? And then we're just going to fill in like that. Color over it. And then we're going to go back. There we go. I'm going to take this. And we're good to... there we go. And then we'll do the same for down here. Here we go. Here we go. Nope. There we go. Here we go. There we go. Awesome. What the? Okay. Let me check the chat. See what is going on, yo. All right. Let's see. Jackbang says, click. Honestly, there's something that's always been on my mind when it comes to animation with the current day, and that being, why not get webcomic creators and possibly adapt their webcomic? Why not get webcomic creators and possibly adapt their webcomic? You know, since animation studios have nothing new to offer 9 times out of 10, just because they just never know what they're doing. Also, speaking of which, Jim Lee's belief on why manga is overtaking comics is sort of not the whole story, in some points shallow-minded. Yeah, I don't think we got the full depth of his point of view on why manga is overtaking comics, but for some reason, like American comics industry people in general, for some, like, just they just ignore the main points, like the fact that they have anime over there that can massively boost the visibility of a manga. Like, we have Invincible, like the Invincible cartoon over here, and we have cartoons for comics like Avengers and stuff like that over here as well. But for indie comics, um a lot of them need to have like a proven audience first before a animation studio will even think of hiring, like, will even think of making it into something more. Like, it needs to have a proven audience, and then once that audience shows itself, like, okay, yeah, like that shows that there are people who will pay for more of the IP, like more of the idea, then studios will take a risk. But they're running a business, so they're so, like, financially, what's the word, tight, that they can't just throw money at different, like, web comic projects and hope and pray that it sticks. Like, they can only do that with stuff that is already proven. So, like, Lackadaisy is a web comic that started like maybe over 15 years ago. I'm not sure if it has been consistently uploading up until today, but that creator was in animation for a long time and was able to finally do a cartoon of her comic over a decade after it first launched. Um, and that's not the only webcomic that has gotten an animation, but it's very few and far between, and that's just because most indie comics are not good. That's just the the plain truth of it. Like most indie comics aren't good. So they're just like, yeah, we're gonna pass on that. We're gonna wait. And most comics aren't good. Like most regular comics aren't good, or they're not what would make for good animation adaptation material. Like Saintly is drawn so that it could be turned into an animation. Air Rider is drawn so that it could be turned into an animation. I personally love animation and would like to make animation one day, but there's no time for me to exercise those skills. Uh and Invincible was drawn to be an animation. Like it looks animated on the paper. In fact, like the whole conquest fight in Invincible is so bombastic and so well drawn that it's like witnessing the movie or witnessing an animation on the page. It's that good. And then when you watch the actual show of Invincible, you're like kind of disappointed. Like you're like looking at the show of Invincible and you're like, damn, this is kind of ass. Like compared to what you get in the comic, where it's so lively, full of life. The characters acting and emotions are on point. Like it's so strong on just a still medium. Like it's not, there's no color, there's no nothing, and yet it's still able to give you an emotional response. And then when they translate it to animation, it's like, damn, I would rather read the fucking manga than watch this anime. Cause cause they change certain things about characters that to where you're just like, ew, I don't like how she's acting. I don't like the character. And I'm talking specifically about Amber, dude. Like they changed things about them that you're just like, why would you change them to make them a worse character? And then the animation, like how people make fun of how it would just like go to what's the word? Like PNG fucking animation and shit. Like uh that is like cost effective, but at the cost of like the viewers, dude. Like people are like, why? I mean, I get it, but I don't like looking at it. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things, man. Um Invincible could have been way better handled. Like if it was just taking Ryan Otley's drawings uh from the comic and turning that into a full show, like if they just copied the drawings and kept the bold outlines. I really love the bold outlines of the characters and whatnot. If they kept the bold outlines of them and then animated, like if it actually meant something, like if they animated it on the level of JJK and gave it that type of care and attention, I would be like over the moon. Like, don't change anything at all about it. Don't make it politically correct for the modern era. Don't change anything. Just keep it the way it is. Um, and then adapt it from Ryan Otley's drawing specifically, not Corey Walker's. Like Corey Walker was the one who started off the story, and you know, thanks for starting off the story with your art and whatnot. But Ryan Otley like came in like issue 8 and turned it into his book. Like he was just like, this bitch is mine now, dude. And he made the art like so good that it's like everyone associates Invincible with Ryan Otley when you look at the art and the pages and the book, and you're just like, damn, this is so good. But then I remember when I was a kid reading it, and then it switched back to Corey Walker's art, and I was just like, what just happened, dude? Like, why did it change like that, man? I was kind of enjoying this, this Ryan Otley stuff, man, and then it changes back, and you're just like, well, I mean, it gets better over time for sure. Like, it gets better over time, but they went with Corey Walker's designs for the TV show, and all of the characters look soy, dude. Like, they look soy based, and I'm just like, why do they look like they have beards and yet they still look like a kid for some reason? I'm just like, I'm not fucking with the designs. I want the raw fucking designs that Ryan Otley drew in Invincible. Like, when you look at the fists in Invincible, like, they just look like actual fists. Like everything is coming out at you. Like, let me like everything is coming out at you. Like, Mark's got a chiseled jaw. Like, he is the man, especially like when he's in the blue costume. Um like Invincible, and this is volume 2, the best volume, which is my favorite, like, period. I always keep it by my bed, like by my drawing table, because it just has the best art. Look at this shit, man. And this is like Blue Suit Invincible is the rawest version of Invincible, where he's just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm gonna kill people, dude. Like, if y'all threaten my family, I'm just gonna kill y'all. Like, it is like, this is the conquest fight, and it's just so bold. Like, he's using harsh blacks and whatnot. Everything in Invincible, the TV show, looks flat as fuck. Like, it looks flat. Like, did y'all even really try, to be honest? Like, did like you didn't think, like, okay, let's put some shadows somewhere to make the characters pop out a little bit more. Let's do something cool, like with JJK or whatever. And they spent all their money on getting like J.K. Simmons to voice Nolan and whatnot. And really, to be honest, that really sold the show to make people more interested in it by having him voice the character and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, y'all spent so much money on getting these celebrity voice actors that you forgot, like, we're trying to animate one of the best indie, like, uh I guess you could call it indie, like indie comics, to come out in the last decade. And I guess we'll just half-ass it. Like, I look at the animation of Invincible, I'm just like, it could have been this. Like, this is what we lost, man. Like, we lost some good stuff. Well, I mean, I don't think we lost some good stuff. Like, they did the conquest fight good. Like, it was pretty good, but everything else, like from changing Amber to a black annoying girl, like, man, why? So that's just me talking as a fan. Like, this is top tier stuff, and they just gave it like not their A game. I'm just like, okay, it could have been better. Let me see what else was also on that front. Technically, anime is more advertisement for the manga, which is why some anime back in the day, there were anime that were not completed because there were more advertisement. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anime is definitely advertisement for the manga, because manga produces the largest margins when people buy. Meaning, like, when people buy, it doesn't cost as much to produce a manga. So when people buy, the business keeps more of the profits. Whereas an animation costs so much to produce that if people buy an animation, they make negative profit. Like, they owe money after, like, you can't buy, and like, that's why some animation DVDs cost like $300 for 25 episodes. And you're like, what the fuck? So they have to create, like, in some cases they have to, most cases or a lot of cases, they have to make a manga so that they can profit off of the creation of the anime if the anime is popular. Like, if you make a unpopular anime, you just lost money. You just lost a whole lot of money, time, manpower dedicated to an anime that didn't do well. Um, so yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Honestly, there are almost several comics that could be adapted into animation shows like Hellboy or even Gold Digger. Uh, Definitely Hellboy for sure. Gold Digger, I've seen Fred Perry like animate some of like maybe an opening to Gold Digger or something. Like I've seen him animate some of Gold Digger. Uh I'm not sure about the quality of it. I haven't read any of Gold Digger, so um but it's definitely one of um Antarctic Press's like top comics or like longest running for sure. And I respect his hustle because he's gone far past like 300 issues. I'm pretty sure for Gold Digger. Um, yeah, some episodes are rough to watch of Invincible. Yep. Icta says, I wonder if Mark is based on a young Bruce Campbell. I don't know. I don't know. His race is really ambiguous in the manga or in the comic. Like his race is really ambiguous. So they made him Asian in the animation, and I'm not even sure why, but I mean like it's not wrong and it's not right either. It's just like he's so ambiguous. Like I thought he was Hispanic, like partially Hispanic from Debbie's side in the comics. So yeah, but I mean like that wasn't an issue or anything. uh Love Ryan Otley on Invincible, not so much on Spider-Man. What his art was good on Spider-Man, but was it because of the story of Spider-Man, or was it because of you didn't like his art that much on Spider-Man? Because I remember I have an issue from like one of his. Let me see. That was dustier than I expected. Yeah, I couldn't even find it, but yeah, I do have uh an issue from one of his like his run on Spider-Man. But yeah. Paul P says, I got accepted into Kapow Comic School. Hey, congratulations, man. Uh I have never heard of that school. I might have like seen it maybe just when I was trying to sign up for different schools like the Kubert School and whatnot, but I've never heard of the Kapow Comic School. That's cool, man. Congrats. Um It just says, damn, bro, I see those boxes popping and flexing. Yeah, dude, I just do my push-ups, man. Do my push-ups. Um, Let me see. Trying to get back to. Okay, yeah, this is how I usually do my screen. Dope. So, yeah, this is it. We're back to it, and I'm still on the same page, man. Like, I just gotta find a way to do this in a structured manner where like I'm finally getting some energy back after just killing myself the last 2 months to fucking like uh pay back my brother and then make money the last 2 months. But now I'm like, okay, I'm back in a more relaxed state where I'm not as um where I'm not pushing as hard to work as much. So um hold on. And now I need to basically find a way to get some of that time back. Or like get I'm like regaining my energy back. Like it's starting to come back now. Um oh, okay. Yeah, so these aren't filled in, I don't think. What the? Oh, were they just dark to begin with? Maybe they're oh yeah, they are. Okay. So if I just go to this layer and erasing it out, I'm gonna fill it in with transparency. No. Um, damn it. Okay. Let me just color it with transparency. Hmm. Paul P says they have a YouTube channel. Okay, interesting. That's something I will have to check out at some point because I've never heard of a comic school called Kapow Comic School. I swear to like I feel like if I see it right now and then and they're not like I just don't want my authentic thoughts to be like bad, like a bad first impression. Let me see. Let me see. Real comic school for real people with real lives. I feel like I know what they're talking about in that case, um, where they're trying to teach you comics for like people who like have a job and like you gotta go to work and stuff. Pages 10 to 13 go here. So that's the younger group. This website looks decent. Let me see. Brian Shearer. I feel like I've heard that name before. Brian Atkins. I haven't heard that name before. But I'm guessing maybe they're recently getting started. And that's hard to do in this day and age because back in the day, it was a lot easier to start a comic school or to have a comic school because there was actual incentive to succeeding in comics. Like you could make not only a decent living, but you could end up being a millionaire if you did it right. Like you can still make good money off of making comics and getting um royalties from what you're doing. It's just the avenues are different and it's changed. The game has changed this in this day and age. What's his name? This guy named Doug Monk. He does a whole bunch of like Batman animations on Instagram. And I'm like, how is this guy? How does he have all the time in the world to be doing all this stuff? And I'm pretty sure it's just from DC royalties from stuff he's made in the past. And he's able to like I mean, he's got to have some money or been good with money in the past to where he can just be like chilling. And I don't think he even actively works in comics right now. I'm not even sure what he's doing, but he's doing it. Like he's doing what he wants for fun. Sean Gordon Murphy is another one example that has used done well in comics and then use that money to invest in like real estate and stuff like that, just so he never has to work in comics again if he doesn't want to. And that's really the way to go about it. And then who else was I thinking of? There was somebody else in my mind. But yeah, back in those days, it was a lot easier to become a millionaire in comics. But now it's like a crapshoot. You basically better. Oh, I was thinking about Greg Capullo, but Greg Capullo had been working in comics for so many years that it was um like he was just able to make uh like bucket loads of money off of the pages that he could sell. So um he'd been working for like Batman, for Spawn, like all the top like comics that you would expect, but mostly on the DC side. I haven't really seen too much Marvel work from him. I don't think he's ever done Marvel work, so I've always seen him on DC stuff. uh Paul says at the third of the cost of the Cuber school. Yeah, that is good, because you don't want to pay too much to be in school, because if you don't have like a plan for how you're going to make money afterward, that's going to be a problem. What is it? The Cuber school, I was paying for like living there, so I wanted to live there and have the experience of being around other artists. Hey, what's up, Marcel? Like, how? Oh, man, it's been a while, dude. Like, I haven't seen you for a while. I think you've been on maybe like Facebook or something, doing stuff with Facebook. He says, "Hey Ken, what do I got to do to get one of those paid critiques?" Uh, I don't know, man. Like, I have a price. The last one I did was pretty high price for the guy, and then even then I didn't feel like, oh man, I'm just like wasting time. Like it's gonna be pricey because somebody else has asked me about that, and I gave him like a pretty high price. It was in like several hundreds, dude. So yeah, for a paid critique, um it would depend on the, like, for one on the, what do you call it, uh on the channel, it would cost a lot. But if it's just like 1 to 2 pages or something, or uh like a short comic, then we would just negotiate the price. It wouldn't be like super high for something that's like, if it's private, and if it's a shorter comic where I don't have to read a lot of material, then it wouldn't cost like up in the high hundreds or whatever. It wouldn't cost that much. But if it's like a paid critique and it's private, we would just work it out. Like, you could just DM me, and we work it out, or email me, or whatever. I think we're on Facebook, so you could message me there. You could also message me on Instagram, but my email is also available. So yeah, anytime you want to just like shoot me a DM or an email, Marcel, and we can see what's up. Try to get it started. Quenzo, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? All right, back to the page. All right, so I'm gonna put in some color in these sweat drops here. There we go. Nice. Maybe if I just stop being so like precious about everything, like it would just come together better. I don't know. Let me see. If I like doing reflected light. I always feel like that gives me some more. What the hell? Am I selected on something? No. Oh. Uh, oh, neat. Okay. Reflected light. Let me go to blue. Let's see. Marcel says, "Yeah, it's been a minute. You're inspiring me to get my consistency down for new videos. I'll reach out on IG soon, though. Appreciate it." Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you coming to the stream, man. Awesome. So Saladin Brian Shear is a cool dude. I interviewed him last year. He's a Transformers and GI Joe artist. Oh, nice. That's dope. Quinzel says you inspired me to start my first stream today. Low key, dope, dope, awesome, man. Like anything you can do to get started is 10 out of 10, man. Because if you're doing like if you're trying to, you don't even have to try to be making like a living at comics, but if you do a stream, like anything like that helps get people interested in the thing that you're producing. Like it gets people into the comic you're putting out. So I'm gonna do shadows here. Take this. What the hell? Oh, all right, there we go. And that'll look like that, but I don't mind that. That's nice, actually. All right. Quintel says, I use OBS. Do you recommend Streamlab? I use StreamYard. That's what this duck one is. I've used it for pretty much everything since my podcast back in like 2020 something. So I know StreamYard like the most, so that's what I would recommend. OBS, I'm not even sure how to stream with that, but I'm pretty sure if I was using OBS, it would be, I don't know, like I'm not sure if it would be better for what I'm doing necessarily. I'm just not as familiar with the software. That's the thing. Like when you're just trying to do stuff and get things started, you just go with what you know. If you know something, like just do that as much as possible. Everything else can, you don't have to use anything else. All right, so here we go. Am I back on the page? Good. So there's supposed to be something on this, but I'll just keep it blank for now. It's not necessary at this moment. There's something I should do to add a little bit more depth into this top photo. So these characters right now, they're sort of blended into the background. Oh, whoops. So that they don't take attention away from these two. But there, maybe if I put like some type of pattern or something over where they're at, so that it just kind of gives that vibe of, oh, here they are, or something like that. Oh, well, no, I'm not doing that. Okay. Let me see. Would it be flowers or would it be petals? Maybe if I made it bigger. No, it just kind of looks like dust or something. It doesn't really look like petals from that distance. What if I made it bigger? Nope. Okay. What about circles? No, I don't want circles. Soap bubbles? I would probably go with the vibe a little bit, but no, not soap bubbles. This is just like random stuff that doesn't really need to be thought about right now. Flowers, maybe? No, flowers kind of hint at more like a love type thing. Maybe hearts? No, not hearts. Okay. Definitely not a gauze cloud. Okay. Feathers, maybe. Nope. What if I raise that up? What if I do it white? Okay. All right, so now we got something here. Lower the opacity. Nope, definitely not feathers. Glitter, maybe. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now we're cooking with something. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it would be something like that, where it's like glitz and glam. Like we're just getting the vibe of these two characters here. And this is helping us understand, like, okay, every piece of art that you do, that you add to the picture, is meant to help the reader understand, like, who the characters are. So having some little glitter or something. Nope. Nope. That one's for Vivi. Sparkle. Uh, we can add that too. Let me make it big. Okay, yeah. Not too big. Yeah, so it would be something like that. Would I change it to a glow? Why isn't it glowing? Let me change it to glow dodge. Hmm. Are we cooking? It's possible. I'll save and just leave it alone for the time being. Okay. There we go. This is an effect I can't wait to do. Let me go ahead and do it now. I want to light this guy's face. So I'm going to go to the flats layer. And one thing I could do is turn this reference off and then reference the flat layer. So that way I don't have to keep going back to it every time. Whoops. I want to take the selection tool and now I can select that. And then I'm going to press Command Option to deselect. And then I'm going to click on the thumbnail of the shadows. Deselect that so that I'm not on that. I'm not going to do anything with that layer. Then I'm going to go to the light layer. And I'm going to use the same light that I'm using for her skin tone. And then what I'm going to do is do a, what do you call it? Gradient. And watch this part. Watch close. It's going to be really cool. Watch this. Boom. Okay, I did it wrong. That has to be on the okay, because it's going foreground to transparent. So we need the foreground color, this top color right here, to be to be yellow. So watch again. Watch closely, and then it's not anywhere else, so we're good to go. And then boom. So now it looks like this guy is well lit. Super well lit. In fact, a little bit too well lit. I'm gonna need to back up on that color a little bit. So here's what I want to do. I want to select his lips as well. And I'm gonna hit shift, select his lips too. There we go. Now, when I do that trick, I actually want to lower the coloring. So that way, yeah, there we go. So it's not as strong. So the color, the full color is starting up higher. And so when it comes down, it won't be as bright. And I like that effect. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna, should I give him a shiny nose? No, it doesn't need to be like that. But this should be shinier. The sweat drop. Okay. shine to his eye. I'm gonna go over the top of everything. Hit him with that screen action. I mean, realistically, there wouldn't be any shine at all in a shadow, like a cast shadow. But sometimes it just looks. In this case, it might look weird. I don't know. I'll leave it there. Leave it there for now until further notice, and then I'll change it if I don't like it. I want to put some shadows underneath this guy's hair just to bring his face out a little bit more. Wrong shadow layer. This one. That's the one I want. What is this guy's name? I think I came up with a name for him, but I already forget it. It's definitely is not Reginald. That is not his name. One of the most difficult parts while creating this chapter was drawing these characters. I didn't even know how many characters I needed. I had to count them in my head. I had to figure out like what are the parts of a movie crew that people usually need. Saladin says little white stars. Yeah, for some of what I'm doing up here. And then, hey, what's up, Massive Panda? How you doing, man? Let me make sure. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I am just working away. One of those things that I think helps with creating the comic is giving yourself like a time trial, like of how long it takes to do a certain panel, and timing yourself, like going really hard, like time boxing, going really hard, and then when when it's up, you're just done with that panel and you just move on to the next. Instead of like what I do most of the time, where I'm just like noodling around, just like figuring stuff out. Like it'd be better if I just time boxed it, worked on one panel as much as I possibly could, and then when it's done, and I don't do anymore. I think that's what will help me go faster in this case, because at this point, going faster is the goal, but I can only go faster at this point by actually just doing it, actually just going faster. So I'm going to try some of that. All right. So I got earlier on in the process, I got most of the shadows and stuff in the right place, so I didn't need to redo those. They're in the right place in general, but I need to make sure that all of it is right and correct. Oh, these shadows are even darker than what is supposed to be there. And I just use regular purple for all my shadows. And I've been using that ever since I learned how to color off of this DeviantArt tutorial from like years and years back. I'm pretty sure it's still on DeviantArt. It's how I learned to color, or how I learned like the basic use of layers and stuff like that. And that tutorial helped me get like my first basic result. And basically I just use the same. It's never been more complicated than that tutorial to color things. So I just always refer back to, well, I don't really refer back to it. I don't need to. These days I just know what to do because I learned a lot from that, and I learned a lot from KM Russell, Kurt Russell on YouTube. He did a lot of like coloring videos, and he had a course. I bought like his uh Photoshop course way back in the day, and then just recently he I guess went off the grid or something and made them all go for free. So now they're out there for free. You can check them out if you want to learn how to color comics. Um, so in this case, I'm going to take this. I'm going to try to make it a different color. I'm going to go to you and saturate. I'm going to try to make it more pink. Don't want to make it too pink. Just I want to make it darker, more saturated. Okay. And then I'm going to keep that selected. And then what I'm going to do is hide the selection border. Perfect. I'm so glad I just put this hide and show the selection border there. Hey, what's up, Fika Fee? Phi K Phi? I don't know. Sometimes I have trouble pronouncing that. But what's up? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming out to the show. I'm just looking at the time here. Okay, cool. Let me turn that off. Okay, cool. I'm getting like notifications from my what do you call it? What is it called? Duolingo to do my Duolingo for the day. And I do want to take my Japanese learning to the next level pretty soon. But right now I'm still sort of recovering from, I guess maybe I burned out doing all that like work I was doing before. Like I was just going hard, going real hard. And now I'm like, okay, maybe I can take like a little bit of a rest. Okay, I definitely want that coming up from the bottom. Does that look good? I do not know. I want to put it on a different layer. Should it be multiplied or should it be highlighted? I don't want it to be too... I don't want it to be too distracting. Like if his face is too light compared to the girls up there, then it's going to be a little bit too distracting. Like he shouldn't be the focus of the story that I'm trying to tell here. Okay, I think that's good. And besides, there's going to be like, what do you call it? What's up? There's going to be what do you call it? I wonder if I should put an extra layer of light on his lip there. There's going to be speech balloons that will basically make all this work I'm doing right now null and void, so it won't even matter that much. Oh, hell no. No, I don't want to make him like juicy lips, bro. Like, let's back up. Okay, I'm going to call that panel done and leave it alone. Then on him in this panel, all I want to do is take his whole colors, all his colors, shift, grab his colors. Did I have something else selected still? No. Grab his colors, shift, take his glasses color, even his teeth color. Got his shirt color and his skin color. Good. Now I'm going to go to Option, Delete to the shadows. That way the shadows aren't caught in the light. And I'm going to go to the light layer, and I'm just going to light him. Either I'll probably do this trick here. I'm going to Option, deselect this thing, go over here, Option, deselect this thing here, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to the light, and then boom. Maybe he's a little bit too light. What if I go to... Oh, hell no. That's a little bit too light. In this case, if I want to be more specific, I'll use the... I don't know if he should be lit like that at all. Yeah. I'll be subtle about it. I won't be too dark. Master Panda says the expressions on the characters' faces on this page are on point or in point. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I've always been focused on expressions and trying to get across the feeling that the character is feeling to the reader, because I've always felt like that made for a more like immersive experience, more immersive reading experience when you feel like what the characters are feeling. So you have to get close-ups on their faces so that you can see like, okay, how are the characters feeling now? So these two characters show up out of nowhere, and then the expression on people's faces is basically awe, like either awe or annoyance, or this guy's got hearts in his eyes. And then he's asking a question at the very end, and then they like it's just you have to be on point with the expressions and whatnot. So in this bottom panel, I think it's white, but I want to make it a darker color. So I'm going to go to hue, saturation, and then hit luminosity. I don't want to make it that dark. Saturated? No, maybe not too pink. If I make it a... Like, first of all, this shouldn't be the color it is over here. Like, this should be more orange or something like that to emphasize the fact that, well, he's already wearing an orange shirt, so it could be yellow or it could be red. Red would fit more with the theme of the page, and he still stands out from the background if we do red. So I'm gonna keep that. But I did like what I saw with yellow. Let me try that again. Oh hell no! Okay, let me go back. Okay, there we go. Nope. Nope. Hell no. There we go. We're getting closer to yellow. Okay, if I do yellow, it tends to draw the attention away from the girls and to this panel. So if I keep it at red, maybe even go a little bit. Yeah. If I keep it literally at the same red that I just chose, it's much better for the story. I'm going to see if it should be more saturated or less. If it's more saturated, that would definitely bring some emphasis to that moment. If I made it a little bit darker, not that dark. Okay, maybe that dark. Yes. Desaturate a little bit. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay. And this is the kind of stuff that you, when you're drawing a page, like you just think about, or when you're coloring a page, you just think about these things. And That's part of your, like, what you're doing as the artist of it. You are, or as the color artist of it, you are thinking about, okay, how is everything going to be perceived? Like, you're, what's more important is how the comic page is being read than anything else, because people are going to read it, and then hold on, let me make sure I get on the right layer. I'm on the highlight layer. Okay, good. You're basically just trying to make sure people read it clearly and focus on what is important to the story. So I knock out these colors in the background and then focus more of the lights and the glitter around these two, so that, you know, like, oh, these two are the focus. They have their full black, like full contrast with the background, so that they are pushed out more in the forefront. And so when people are looking at them, there's still a subtle line of energy going toward these characters. Like, even the perspective pulls back towards these two. Um, then this is facing the opposite direction, where they are engaged in their own conversation, because he's not trying to engage with these two at all. So this, like, you start to do these things subconsciously, even where I wasn't even purposely focused on it. I just knew where the characters were positioned in the page in terms of where they're at inside of this church. um so then she comes out of nowhere. He's just not happy about it. He's just like, oh man, I hate this bitch. And yeah, she's like just trying to smooth, or like get on his good side, butter him up, basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to this panel, and then what I wanted to do was take. Do I want to do something like that? Let's try. Let's bring up. Nope. Okay, let's go back and let's take a. Yeah, I don't mind doing something like that. Does that look good or not? I don't really know. I can't really tell. But I know I want to do some lighting on Vivi and Chelsea. So I'm going to go ahead and select them, select their colors. I'm going to select her, select her skin, select her shirt, select her, select her hand, select this, select her jacket. What the? Why did that do that? Shift, select her jacket. Why? Okay, I'm just not going to do that then. I'm going to take him, select his face, and he's good. He's ready to go. Then I'm going to option. I'm going to try to select her jacket one more time. Shift, select. I have no idea why it's doing that. What I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to go to the layer and then select. That did not work. I'm going to hit apply to connected pixels only, and that's probably my last thing that will actually work. Shift, select. Shift, select. Oh, well, let me go back. Okay, shift, select. What the? It's still not working, bro. Okay, let me try one more time. Let me go to the actual layer. Dang. Okay. Well, that's not going to work. I'm just going to do it this way and then figure it out afterward. So I'm going to go to the light layer. Use the color I'm using to light everybody and go to option. And yeah, I guess I'll get off in like 6 more minutes and call it a night, because I still got to upload the video for today. And I haven't even shot it yet. Well, I do have some videos in the chamber, but those ones will take a while to edit. So I'm just gonna do a quick one. Usually I get in a good conversational flow after a YouTube video or after a stream, so I'm able to shoot right into a video. But what I prefer to do is if like actually just do option shift, no, option command, actually just do like my videos in batches like everyone suggests. But the over the last couple of months I just haven't had any time, and it's only now that I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna actually try to use the time I have available to um get back some energy so that I don't burn out. And burnout's not something I haven't experienced in the past, but I just am never feeling like fully energized or fully ready to go at anything. So these days I'm just like, damn, I need to actually get back to that. Like I need to get back to feeling like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Or okay, yeah, I have the energy to tackle this thing or tackle this project or whatever. But these days I just have not been feeling it, and that's just because of, oh, my bad. I've been hmm. Yeah, it seems like the stream went dead on my end for a second, like on my computer. But yeah, I think it's back on now. I just have to represent my screen. But I'm only gonna be on for like maybe 3 more minutes and then cut it off so I can make a video and then get ready for bed tomorrow or ready for work tomorrow. But I was talking about like how I just need some time to like some slower paced jobs to get my energy back to be able to uh, work on my comics and stuff outside of the job. I'm wondering if y'all can hear me because this computer isn't working, but I'm still connected to my phone, so hopefully y'all can hear what I'm saying at the very least. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, good. Because it's connected to my phone, but it's my computer that's fucking up. So you're able to see me on my phone, but my computer is not going to be able to show like my screen on my iPad. So I'm just trying to bring that back up here. But share screen. Okay, it looks like it's showing back up again. Entire screen, share. And thanks, Massive Panda, for confirming that because I just wouldn't know otherwise. Okay. Okay. Looks like it's back on. Let me do it in the right way here. And yeah, it's really only gonna be a minute. But yeah, I was talking about like how I just need to take some like easier jobs this month so I can sort of rest and recover while still making money and focus on just finding a more consistent job for next month. That way I don't have to keep like doing these random one-off jobs and find something that's more lasting. Hmm. But I'm going to go ahead and hit save on the project. And I'm going to figure out a better way to do this glitter effect at the top, so it's not too distracting. But yeah, that's this page so far. I'm going to keep going with this method of doing one panel at a time, locking in. Like I've always done that in the past, but it's been so long since I fully like finished a comic page that I'm just like figuring it out again every time I do a new project. So yeah, so far so good. And then let's get a little sneak peek at page 8 before I leave, and then head out for the night. Let's see. Pages to letter, pages to finish. Let's go to page 8. I can't believe. Oh yeah, page 8, my favorite page. Yeah, dude. I don't know why this page is my favorite, but and I have better drawn pages in the book, but I don't know, this one just has my favorite like dynamic moment where like Chelsea looks over at this girl Alma, who's basically trying to recruit her for their like content stuff that they're doing. Chelsea doesn't like even recognize that. She's just like, "Oh, new friend. Let me say hi." And then Vivi like chokes her like pulling on her collar like a dog. And that is one of the dynamics that I figured out in just the sketch phase with the characters. I was just like, if she like Chelsea wears a choker with a star on it, what if Vivi just pulled on it like a like a dog on a leash? And that is like symbolic of their actual like relationship to each other as well. So it's not only just a funny gag, but there's like a deeper meaning to it as well. So it's fun. Like it's just a funny little thing to do. And I got it from Rurouni Kenshin way back. So yeah. Yeah, Alma Master Panda says the girl with the maid looking outfit, love her. Yeah, dude, that's Alma. She's like the quote unquote like nicer twin, like she's nice and more shy, so she's not as mean or outgoing as her sister. um and then Vivi calls her like a witch in this panel here. So yeah, like Vivi's treating her mean because she's like, she sees that she's trying to recruit Chelsea, and Vivi's like, fuck no, get the fuck away from her, bitch. uh so yeah, but yeah, that is page 8. We are mostly done with page 7, and we'll just be going from there. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm just going to be coloring it throughout the month. Hopefully I can finish if I can finish a page a day, I'll be at a good pace to finish within the month, and then put the letters on it. So yeah, I'm going to try to hit that pace and not get distracted by other things that I do want to do. But for now, I'm just going to head out and make my video for the night, and I will see y'all in the next one. Thanks for coming out again. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching the channel and everything. But yeah, peace out. See you next week.